Hi, I'm Dilini Premchandre, a lecturer from Scholar School System London campus. So, in this video, I would like to talk about small and medium scale enterprises, and also we will be talking about marketing plan. So, let me share the screen first. So, the learning outcomes for this lesson would be that you will be able to present a well structured report consistent with report writing, learning outcome 3. So, in relation to this learning outcome, we will be talking about the the difference between small, medium, and medium scale enterprises and micro businesses, and also we will be talking about the content and the structure of a market plan or business plan. Yeah, so first we will see what is a small business. So in terms of the scale of a business, we can divide uh, the business as micro business, small business, and medium scale enterprises. So first we will see what is a small business. So according to the European community, small businesses have been defined as an economic activity that has employees between 10 to 49, and turnover should be less than 10 millions. We identify small businesses in terms of the number of employees who are working in the business, and also in relation to the turnover that they generate. For a small business, the number of employees should be between 10 to 49, and the turnover should be less than 10 million euros. And yeah, so therefore, a small business can be identified as a business that is with few people, and turnover is also limited because they have uh, in terms of resources, they have certain restrictions. They have limited amount of resources. They have small number of people to work with. So small businesses, they usually offer products or services to meet the needs of specific customers, and they play an important role in the economy by creating jobs and contributing to the local community. So the importance of small businesses is that usually they do not have the resource capacity to be located in the city center or in central London. Therefore, most of these small businesses would be locating in rural areas, maybe outside of London. These businesses would be generating jobs. So that is the main contribution that small businesses are doing to the community. So they contribute to the local community by generating jobs. And also they are contributing to the GDP of the country as well. So, what are small and medium enterprises? We generally refer it to as small and medium scale enterprises, SMEs. So, small to medium enterprises, SME is it is an any organization that has fewer than 250 employees and turnover of less than 50 euros billion, or a balance sheet total less than 43 million. The balance sheet total, that means the total value of the assets, have to be less than 43 million euros, or the turnover has to be 50 million euros. For a small business, the turnover has to be less than 10 million euros, and the number of employees should be between 10 to 49. For a medium enterprise, it has to be less than 250 employees. So the breakdown of the different organization sizes is in this table. Yeah, we will look into this table to understand further, to gain more understanding about small and medium scale enterprises. So first we will see, okay, what is a micro business? So if it is a micro business means it can be a very small business. So if it is a very small business, the number of employees can be less than 10, and turnover should be less than or equal to 2 million euros, and the balance sheet total, that means the total value of assets, also can be less than 2 million euros. And when it comes to a small business, so that means it's bigger than a micro business. So small business, for a small business, headcount or the number of employees has to be uh, um 10 to 50, and turnover has to be less than or equal to 10 million euros, and the balance sheet value also has to be 10 million euros, less than 10 million euros. That means the total value of assets. And for a medium sized business, it has to be the number of employees has to be less than 250. That means within 50 to 250. If it is, if the number of employees are within 50 to 250, we will identify it as a medium scale enterprise. And the turnover has to be less than 50 million euros, and balance sheet value has to be less than 43 million euros. So this is how we can identify or we can distinguish between micro business, small business, and medium scale enterprises. So now we will see how to create a marketing plan. So contents of a marketing plan. So usually when you formulate a marketing plan, the purpose of formulating a market plan would be to give a basic idea about the business that you're going to start. So maybe the purpose would be to gain investment, or maybe to get financing. So you need to give a basic understanding about your business to the person who refers to your marketing plan. So first we will start with executive summary. So executive summary will give a quick overview of the plan. For quick management review. So at a glance, by reading the executive summary, a person should be able to understand what this business is and what they're going to do. So that is executive summary. So even for report writings also, you need to you're required to provide an executive summary. So usually in executive summary, you will give a brief overview of what you are going to do. And the next point is the current marketing situation. So here you will talk about the competition, what is the market situation. You can do a marketing audit, which means a SWOT analysis, and you can present about you can explain about the present situation in the market, like the competition, what kind of competition you have. You can conduct Porter's five forces analysis to explain about the competition in the industry. So what kind of a competition you have, what is the market position, and the SWOT analysis, what kind of opportunities and threats you have in this market. So you will be able to explain these things under current marketing situation. Then also you have to include SWOT analysis. So SWOT analysis will identify the main strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So strengths and weaknesses you identify in terms of the internal environment of the business. That means usually when it says when it comes to strengths and weaknesses, you can control these strengths and weaknesses. But when it comes to opportunities and threats, you cannot control, because opportunities and threats are coming from the external market. So that is opportunities and threats. And then objectives and issues. Then, so in this section, you will be able to define what are the objectives of your business, of objectives of the business that you are going to start. So objectives are the targets that you would try to achieve at a particular period of time. So it can be related to sales or the market share, profit, or maybe to reduce the cost. So you need to mention what can be the objectives, and if there are any issues related to achieving these objectives, you can mention that as well. And the next section. In the next section, you will be explaining marketing strategy. So in the marketing strategy, you will be explaining about 4 Ps mainly, where you explain about the product elements. So under product elements, you will be explaining about the product features, the quality level, some kind of what kind of guarantees you have. So you will be explaining the product elements, the product strategy, and then you will be explaining about the pricing strategy. So how do you determine the price? What is the pricing policy? Is it penetration pricing or premium pricing? Or is it based on competition? So you need to explain about that. And place strategy. Under place strategy, you will be explaining how you distribute your product to the customers, to your target market. And then under play strategy, you will be explaining how you, so final element is the promotion strategy. So under promotion strategy, you will be explaining how you're communicating about your product to the customers. So it can be through social media, or maybe TV advertisements, billboards. So you need to decide how you're going to communicate about your business to your target market. So these are the 4 Ps which are going to include under your marketing strategy: product, price, place, promotion. And then the action programs. So under action programs, so you will be explaining specifically what you are going to do to achieve these things, and what is your action plan, basically, right? When you are going to do it, how you are going to do it. So step by step, what you will do and how you're going to do that. So that is the action program. Also, you have to include about the next section is about budgeting. So you have to include about your financial plan. So what is the budgeted investment required for your business, and how you're going to finance your budget. So you need to explain that. And finally, you have to talk about how you are going to monitor about your action plan. So this will indicate how the progress of the plan will be monitored. So you need to basically decide how you will determine that you have achieved your objectives or not, or how you're going to decide whether you are following your action program or not. So you will explain these things under the section of control. So if you have included these elements in the marketing plan, then you will be able to formulate a very good marketing plan where you can get the attraction of the investors, or maybe from banks. Yeah, so this is all about for this week. Thank you very much.